Do you often find yourself in situations where people don't treat you with respect, where people don't show you appreciation, where you feel like you're treated as inferior, where people don't allow you to express your opinions? If so, this video is for you. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Lily, and in this video I'd like to teach you how to stand up for yourself. Firstly, identify where your inability to stand up for yourself comes from. In many cases, the reason why you struggle to stand up for yourself is rooted in your childhood. You may have grown up in an environment where your voice wasn't heard. Maybe it was in your family with your parents or siblings, or at school in your class among your peers. And sadly, even teachers can have a negative impact. You weren't given the space to express your opinions, or when you did speak up, you weren't taken seriously. Maybe you were told you said it wrong, that it didn't make sense, that it was inappropriate. And over time, you started to feel smaller. You started to feel weak, inferior. And that's completely understandable because that's how you were treated, basically, right? So, of course, this is not the case for everyone, but for many people, this is where it begins. Now, what can you do with it? You need to realize that you're not a child any longer. You are an adult, and you don't want to keep behaving like that 7-year-old version of yourself. The one who stayed quiet, who felt inferior, who didn't speak up, yeah. You want to stand up for yourself. You want to defend yourself. And even if this is rooted in your childhood, it's now your responsibility to change it. Secondly, break out of a victim mindset. One of the reasons why you can't stand up for yourself is your victim mentality. Because a victim mindset can keep you feeling helpless and powerless. You may find yourself in situations where you feel weak, inferior, or unable to stand up for yourself. This keeps you in that vicious circle. You are unable to stand up for yourself, people disrespect you, and this empowers keeping you in the victim mindset, and the circle continues, okay? So what's the solution here? Well, to break the cycle, you need to start standing up for yourself, and by doing that, you basically start to get out of a victim mindset. It's also important to acknowledge why you're in the victim mindset in the first place. Is it only because you cannot stand up for yourself, or are there also other reasons? Often, we don't even have to realize that how we see ourselves and our situation creates a victim mindset. I've already made a video on a victim mindset, how to deal with it. So if you would like to watch it, you will find the link in the description box. Back to the video. Remember that whatever caused you to feel weak and powerless, even if it might have happened in your childhood, it's always up to you to choose to change it and start working on it, and then actually change it. Emotion management. Another reason why you might struggle to stand up for yourself is difficulty managing your emotions. I can relate to this personally. Since I was a child, it was very difficult for me to express my emotions, especially when something didn't feel right. And when I tried to speak up, it felt extremely hard. My voice would shrink, I felt like I couldn't even speak. I had tears in my eyes, yeah. And because of that, I wasn't able to stand up not only for myself, but also for other people. When your emotions take over, it becomes very difficult to respond clearly and confidently. Instead of expressing your thoughts, your body reacts first, and you lose your ability to communicate what you actually want to say. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel emotions. Of course not. You're human, so it's natural to feel them. The goal is not to remove emotions. The goal is to learn how to handle them. Because if you can't manage your emotions, it can affect how others start to perceive you. It may be harder for them to take you seriously, not because you're weak, but because your message gets lost in the emotion. That's why it's so important to learn how to process your emotions, to stay present, to calm yourself in the moment, and to express yourself clearly, even when it's uncomfortable. Self-control doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, it means not letting them control you. Set clear and healthy boundaries. Setting clear and healthy boundaries shows other people what you tolerate and what you don't tolerate. It defines how you allow others to treat you. And if you don't set boundaries, people will often cross the line. Nobody should talk down to you. Nobody should insult you. Nobody should ask you inappropriate questions. You have to show people where the line is. Setting boundaries is essential if you want to be respected. But it starts with you in the first place. You need to respect yourself first, because the way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. And if you ignore your own needs, you stay silent or allow behavior that doesn't feel right, you're sending the message that it's acceptable because you accept it. So why wouldn't other people accept that? And many people will follow that. That's why you need to be clear about what's okay for you and what's not. And a big part of this is learning to say no. Saying no doesn't make you rude, selfish, or difficult to deal with. It means that you're protecting your time, your energy, and your well-being. You don't need to over-explain or justify every decision, like every no. Just simply say no, maybe add a one sentence, but you don't have to explain everything. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. And over time, people will start to see and respect your boundaries because you do. Speak up for yourself. And finally, you need to start speaking up for yourself, because at the end of the day, this is where everything comes together. You can understand your past, you can work on your emotions, you can set boundaries in your mind, but if you don't express them, nothing changes, and that's understandable. Your life doesn't change, your relationships don't change, the way people treat you doesn't change. Because people don't hear what's in your head, they respond to what you show them. And if you stay silent, you're showing others that it's okay to cross the line, it's okay to ignore your needs, it's okay to treat you in a way you don't actually accept. But in fact, it's not, yeah? So bear in mind that speaking up is not just about others, it's primarily about you. It's about choosing yourself in moments when it would be easier and comfortable to stay silent. It's about saying what needs to be said, even if your voice shakes, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if you're not sure how it will be received. Because every time you speak up, you reinforce your self-respect and also your power. And every time you stay silent, you slowly give your power away. I'm currently preparing a new video on how to speak up for yourself and also for others. So if you want to go deeper into this, make sure to watch my next video. At the end, I want to say that there are situations where it's not really easy to stand up for yourself. I mean, at work or at school when you're dealing with authority. In such environments, speaking up can have negative consequences. And it's important to think about that in advance. Standing up for yourself doesn't always mean reacting immediately. Sometimes it means choosing the right moment. But when the situation is really not in your favor and reacting in that moment could put you at risk, then it's not about the inability to stand up for yourself. It's about being aware, thinking ahead, and basically protecting yourself. Thank you so much for watching.